Do you feel guilty or lazy when you try to rest? Maybe your body and your brain won't slow down. What if I told you that rest not only isn't laziness, but it actually is the key to your success and your next level of growth? My name is Elyssa Smith, and I'm a trauma informed executive coach. And here in the next 4 weeks, this is video one of 4 videos that I'm going to put out to talk to you about why your nervous system is stopping you from getting to your next level and how to actually overcome it, including practical strategies in each video, including this one. And in just a moment, we're going to do an exercise together that's going to calm your system and get you launched for the new year. So, rest is often misread as danger if you learned that overachieving was your way to safety. So let's just do a quick check. Do you feel like really fidgety, or you're like doing stuff all the time? You feel like you can't sit still? This is something I hear from my clients a lot. Oh, I just can't sit still. And a lot of us have the ADHD diagnoses. There are a lot of different things that are happening out there. This video doesn't specifically speak to that. However, these techniques will work for everyone to slow the system down a little bit and get a little bit of a break. So when you are trying to relax and your brain won't turn off or your body won't stop fidgeting, that is actually a signal. Your nervous system is trying to send you a message that's like, danger, danger. We are not being productive. We are not moving. We are not working harder, being better, doing more in this moment that you're trying to rest or sleep or have a vacation, God forbid. So when your system's sending you those messages, it's like, this is communication from your system. Like, hey, we can't sit still. We can't sit still. It's not safe to stop moving. So your survival brain equates lack of productivity with unsafe. So this is unsafe. This is unsafe. Now, if you've ever tried to talk yourself out of being stressed, how did that work for you? Probably not great, right? The survival brain, the amygdala and the vagus nerve and everything that's connected to them, they don't understand words. It's not something that you can just think your way out of. So you actually have to communicate safety to your body. And there are actual hands-on physical activities that you can do, little exercises that you can do that will help with this. We call it nervous system regulation and, stress management. But if you minimize this also, if you try and say, listen, it's not that big of a deal. I had a client recently and she had something really big happen, and her body was having a response, like she was kind of trembling, and she just kept saying, it's going to be okay, it's not that big of a deal, because in her logical mind, right, in the left brain, she knew, I know that I'm not going to be super damaged from this, and it's going to work out okay. But if you have ever known that in your brain, and then your body is still freaking out, and you're having maybe, if it escalates, it goes to the next level of panic attacks or migraines or a complete freeze response, a complete shutdown, you just go back to bed. There are all kinds of things that can be happening when we try to minimize that alert that your body is sounding. So the solution is not just to shove it down and kind of just move on, even though that's probably what you've done successfully in the past, and you've gotten to be very successful that way. So because it helped get you here, the temptation is to think, oh, I just need to work harder and push through this more to get to the next level. What got you here isn't going to get you there. What got you here is survival brain, survival mode. And that is absolutely wonderful. We are so grateful for survival brain and survival mode. We're really happy that that's what your brain did to help you get past the things that you had to overcome to be here. You might have actually gotten messages when you were little: rest is not safe. Being unproductive is lazy. We're not supposed to stop in between activities, or we're not supposed to take a rest before the house is clean, or whatever it is. We have to keep pushing until it's done, and then it's off your plate, and then you can enjoy some rest. But even then, you may not have had an example of what that looks like, right? You may not have had someone saying, okay, now it's safe to rest and let's really enjoy. You may have just had examples around you of the adults around you, your caregivers, or other authority figures, just continuing to work, or telling you actually that don't be lazy, go find something productive to do. There might have been actual messages verbally from other people that said it's not okay for you to take a break. So what do we do about this? How do we keep our bodies from sounding the alarm louder if we're trying to just ignore this, like, I don't feel safe, I don't feel safe. Like, yes, you do, it's fine, this is not a big deal. And you're just kind of, emotionally beating up your physical responses. Okay, so there are some ways that you can start to change your brain pathways, okay? By helping your body feel safe, you also can update those messages from before that say, I'm not going to get my needs met if I'm lazy. I'm not going to get my needs met if I rest too soon or if I rest at all. You're the adult now, you're your caregiver. You are the loving, kind person that you always needed when you were growing up. And you may have had an excellent upbringing, just the way I did. I had loving parents, a wonderful house. I was always safe in my household. No big T trauma from my past that happened within my family of origin. Like we had losses and there were things that happened, but my family was fairly safe. And I learned that in order to get the most attention, I needed to perform perfectly and I needed to help my parents navigate their feelings. There are so many ways that I learned that sitting still was not safe. I also was always scanning the horizon for the next shoe to drop, right? So rest feels like we're sitting ducks. So we have to actually do exercises, work with our bodies to create and our brains to create new neural pathways and new responses to stress, new responses to rest, to acclimate to the idea that rest is actually part of the success formula. You can't work out your muscles really, really hard and then just do the same thing the next day. You need rest or just do back to back to back workouts, right? You need some rest because what has to happen in the meantime? You have to repair, and that's what makes the muscles stronger. So anytime you're pushing through life as an overachiever perfectionist, I know I'm not the only one, right? This is where are my people? This is what we do as the good girl. We overachieve our way and overthink our way and overproduce our way to safety. But guess what? We don't have to do that anymore. Updated program says I'm the safe adult in my life. I can make sure my needs get met. It's all going to work for my good because I got this. So how do we do this? So I'm going to teach you something today, the 60-second reset breath. Okay, we're going to do that in a second. I also want you to consider things like building in rest blocks to your day, just like you would build in a business meeting. And it doesn't have to be huge, okay? We're just going to try with whatever baby step of rest block works for your system. You might not have a tolerance at all for this. And in that case, I would encourage you, book a free call with me, a free 15-minute focus call. We will uncover why that is. Like you just don't have a tolerance for slowing down or taking a break at all before the work is done. But is it ever really done? It's not. That list is never ending. So book a focus call with me. We can work through why that's happening and then identify what your next steps are. But typically, taking strategic rest breaks throughout the day will help you slowly but surely rewire the pathway of your brain that says rest equals guilt and procrastination, and this is all very stressful for your body. So when you schedule those things in, even if it's just like a little reminder that goes off once an hour to stand up, stretch, a lot of my clients want to build some more movement into their day. So, stand up, stretch, do 5 squats or, something like that to get your blood flowing, step out of yourself, give your body, your body's going to feel like that's a treat. Your body's going to feel like that's a really wonderful little snack for it in the middle of the day. Oh, look, she paid attention to me for a few minutes. So let's try this 60-second reset breath together. And we're just going to do 3 of these breaths together. And we're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 2, and exhale for 6. Some of my clients have trauma that causes them to feel panicked when they hold their breaths. If that's you, don't hold your breath during that part. Just go ahead and start your breath out. The key here to this breath is to let the out breath be longer than the in breath. So you're going to sit comfortably in your chair. I like to put my hand over my heart. If you'd like to join me, you can. If it feels good, you can close your eyes. And then I'll just count us through. We're going to go ahead and breathe in through the nose, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, out through the mouth, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In for 4, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice the softening in your body. Notice maybe the weight of your body in the seat. Maybe you're more in touch with how your body feels. And then when you're ready, you can blink your eyes back open if you closed your eyes. So this takes less than a minute and it gives a full body reset. And I would encourage you to use this anytime that you notice that you're not resting because it feels unproductive. This will also help because you're doing something, you're counting, you're doing your breaths with your body. Your body won't take it as much of a threat. So here's your assignment from today. I want you to practice this 60-second reset breath whenever you think of it. It's free. You could just do it when you want. You don't have to wait. And then I want you to try one 10-minute rest block today. I tell my clients that this has to be something just for fun, not a self-help book, not a self-help podcast, not even listening to me. This doesn't really even count as a total rest because you're trying to like fix something, right? Like we're trying to work on ourselves when we're talking about this stuff. I want you to go just do something fun. Like just listen to your favorite song, have a dance party, do something for 10 minutes and just treat yourself, even if the work isn't done. So then I want you to notice a big part of that is noticing the energy shift because your brain and your nervous system need to see what it feels like before the rest and after the rest. As it sees that you feel better after the rest, it will allow you to do more of that. So part 2 of unlocking your next level for the new year is uncovering the hidden ways that your own nervous system may be sabotaging your success. And you will not want to miss this. So I will see you there in the next video and take such good care.